Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to welcome you on in as you guys are joining in. Come on in. I'm going to check a couple of my pages and make sure everything is coming clear and that you can hear me clearly. So as you come in, caring and sharing, letting someone know that we are on here to just have a wonderful time as singles. This is a transformation for singles chat night. Can we just talk? That's what we call it. Can we just talk? We're just coming on just to talk, chit chat, have a good time. You know, come on in. Sharing is caring. Kind of lift the weights off of some of the stuff that we've been dealing with. Hey, Rosa. With this coronavirus, we're trying to get our minds off of some of this stuff, and we're just going to come on in and chat as singles, and whoever wants to come on, just have a good conversation. We're going to have some fun. We're going to laugh and enjoy ourselves as we are coming on, as you guys are coming in. So caring is sharing. I'm just checking some stuff and just making sure. I'm hoping you guys hearing me loud and clear. Every time I come on, this thing try to act up, but we've designated Fridays is singles night. And singles, we're going to come on, we're going to talk about some real singles issues, from dating and so much more things that we go through as singles. So as you guys are coming on in, share, let someone know we are here. We're just going to have a good time tonight and just have some fun, loosen up a little bit. I did get some questions. Some people sent me some questions, some things they want to talk about. So I hope everybody is making their way on in and on over and everything, so they'll know that we are on and popping. It's been like that. We are on and popping. So I'm just we're gonna wait a little minute, and you know I usually don't do the waiting thing and so much more because I like to jump right on in and not hold you up. But we ain't going nowhere. It's Friday. We can't go out. So, you know, hey, come on in and have some fun. And we're going to talk. How is everybody doing? I'm just typing in something. I'm going to try to post it. As you guys come in, pop on in. Say hello. Hello. Hello, Rosa. Hello, Gerald. I see you guys. Thank you for coming in and stuff. Because I hope the person that sent the question comes on and stuff so they can get an answer to the wonderful question that they posted. They sent the question. They want to talk about it. But it's a lot going on. I was looking through some of my pages and some of these groups, some of these groups that I'm in, and they got some interesting stuff, questions and stuff going on far as being single and stuff. And I'm going to try to see if I can pull one of them up, because it's a couple of them on there I thought that was hilarious, and I thought that was very good, you know, questions that they had. Not some of the questions that we had. Now, I did post a question just a few minutes ago for you guys as people are coming in. I put what's the same question going for men and women. So one of the questions was, for ladies, you love black men because. So I want you to put your answer in there. You love black men because. And also for women, for men, I posted one for men. You love black women because. So I think we need, you know, that's a good, it helps us to kind of love on each other, you know, and so much to see that why we love who we love. We love our black men because they're strong, because they're who they are. They are the ones, you know. They got, when they doing right, you know. We love the brothers. We love the brothers. They act up sometimes, and they may not do right sometimes, but we still love the brothers. We still love the brothers. We still love the brothers. So y'all tap in, caring and sharing. Let somebody know we are on. Trying to give people some time to come on. My computer gets acting stupid, and so then I can't post anything. But it's it gets to having mine of its own, so I don't know what's going on. But yeah, as you guys are coming, it's Friday. You know, most of you may have worked. Some of you may have been home all day. You're tired of being home. You've been home with kids all day, and stuff, and that's probably about driving some of you crazy. With being with the kids all day and not know what's going on and everything. But you know, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. So I'ma see. But yeah, the question was for my men, why, you know, what is it about black women that you love? We're gonna jump on into our topics and our conversation for tonight, and talk about some of the questions that people posted and so much more. I'm trying to let people come on, get a chance to come on in and everything, and jump on in. Give me a second. I'm going to try to get some people on here and share real quick. And as you guys are coming on, just say hello and hi and all those wonderful things we say to each other. You know, like I said, this is a chance for us to sit and talk. How's everybody doing? How's it been going? I know many of you, like I said, have been home. You're working. You're tired. Things have been going on. You know, all kind of stuff has been going on with many of us. And, you know, especially the healthcare workers. Thank you guys. Those of you out there that are healthcare workers, thank you for all that you've done. You know, all that God has blessed you with, what you have going on. I thank you all for doing what you do. Okay. All right, so we're going to try to get some invites here. Okay. All right, I just wanted to get some stuff in here as you guys are coming in. So, tonight, as I said, this is Transformation for Singles. This is our Friday night, singles night, where we come on, we talk, we chat, we laugh, we have a good time. We share some of your things that's been going on in your life, what's been going on as a single. This is where we come to share, we come to laugh. We're not here to judge anybody, not to tear anybody down, but we come to have a wonderful evening. We can't get out the house. I don't club. I don't do all that stuff. But, you know, those of you can't get out the house, you can't, you know, have fun, go to the movies. So we're going to do it here. We're going to have some fun, talk about some things. We're going to laugh about some things and so much more. You know, it's not, you know, not a time to go, woe is me and stuff. But hopefully I can bless you with some good advice, some good information. Hey, Michelle, Janine, hey, you guys, thanks for coming on in. Come on in, come on in. And we're going to get started with some of the questions and stuff. And if you have something, if you have a question or topic that you want to talk about tonight, post it so we can see it and we hit it and we can talk about it and have some good time. All right, have some fun. I know I've been cooped up in the house, been working. Some of you working, some of us have to work. Then we get home. You know, you want to be able to have some fun and have a good time. All right. One of the questions now, I did post, like I said earlier, I did post on the page to kind of let everybody know we're coming on, and there were 2 questions on there, so you can answer those 2 questions as you think, if you remember them and everything. One of the questions that I got, and I'm hoping the person makes their way on here, they sent me this question. I don't want to hit it until I see them pop up, but there was another question that was asked. Have you ever been in a relationship where you've done all you can and nothing works? What did you do to overcome it? Did you settle, or did you throw in the towel? Or did you do the natural instincts kind of thing, fight or flight? I know that's long. I don't know what I want to type. I'll try to see if I can type it in there. But that was one of the questions. Have you ever been in a relationship where you've done all you can and nothing works? Yes. And if you have, post on it yes or no. I've been in I have been in relationships or dated guys where that just ain't gonna work, just ain't working, just don't work. And that is kind of, I want to say, I don't know if that's more of it seems like it's more, I don't know if it's more for someone that's married or not, but you can be in long relationships. Some of you may have been in long relationships in the past. I mean, when I say long, more than 2 years, I guess they consider that long relationships, where that you've been in it, you've done all you can, you tried everything, and then nothing seems to work. It just doesn't work. And then after a while, you really got to check yourself, the reason why are you still in this relationship in the first place. Especially if you guys are not in a, if you're in a relationship and you haven't gotten a ring on it or anything like that, and you've been with someone for so long, 8 years, 9 years or so, and all of a sudden things are being different, you have to remember, you're changing. They're changing. Everybody begins to change. Everybody's not the same. When you first meet a person the first time, when we first meet people, and y'all can put your thumbs up if y'all agree, we put on our best impression, because that's what most of it was taught. First impression is your best impression. When you first meet a person, you put on your best impression. You start to, you do everything up. You look good on that first date. When you're going out, those first couple of dates and stuff, and as you're getting it on, you put your first impression on. You put your best on for that person. So when they, because you want to give a good impression and so forth, And I know many of you, I've done it several times and stuff. And so, but as the relationship goes on, they begin to see something different. And I think that's where we kind of mess up at. And I'm going to speak for myself and just give an example. I've done it plenty of times. You meet someone, you go on a date, you dress up, you look nice. And I've had some where, you know what, can we transparent? You go on a date, you dressing up, ladies. Y'all got your best on. Y'all got your hair did. You got your nails done. You got your perfume on. You put on a really nice dress or pants or whatever you wear. You looking good. You looking nice. You ready for this date of this guy. Y'all been talking, so y'all finally, go out on a date. He either comes pick you up or you meet him, which way you do. And you see this dude, and if my men are on here, he dressed opposite. He's dressed down. And when I say down, I had one a day, and I'm looking all nice, and this joker got on shorts, t-shirts, and sandals or whatever he had on. It's been a while, and I'm like, really? And I'm thinking like I'm overdressed. I'm thinking I'm trying to put my best impression on, look nice, and you all casual. But then you want to go to a restaurant that requires you to look nice and you looking casual. Or then my thing was, okay, so where are we going? What are we doing? Because you dressing casual, I'm looking nice. Have y'all ever been in that situation? And after a while of dating and meeting people, after a while you get to the point, and this is something I've learned. I stopped doing it. How many of y'all can contest when you met somebody that first date, you put your best impression. You put your best impression up. You put your best on. You look really nice. You went all out for this guy. And then when he knocks on your door, comes pick you up, he look a hot tail mess. He just washed his car. And you're looking like, are you kidding me? Oh my God. I just, went all out my way to look nice for you, and you don't even look like. And then it comes down to, my biggest thing I hate is when they, well, what you want to do? What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? I'm like, you invited me out on a date. You should have all this stuff planned. Where we going, what we're going to be doing. You see what I'm saying? To me, that's how it should be. Or, we should have had this conversation before you picked me up. So, you get into these relationships, you have the relationships, date the person, you give them a chance, your opportunity, and you start dating, y'all get into this relationship and everything. I think, and things do change. People change. We change. We're not the same. And I think that's why you have to be careful when you start to dating people in these 8, 9, 10, 12, 13-year relationships, and there's no commitment in it, there's nothing in it. Because after a while, people do change. He doesn't look the same as he did when y'all first met. You don't look the same as you did when y'all first met. Vendor, everybody changes. And I think our expectations become different. So the question that someone sent in to me was, have you ever been in a relationship where you've done all you can and nothing works? And I guess they're talking about, breaking up. And I think, as we were saying, if you've been in a relationship for a long time, you guys, you've been getting to know each other, or you don't know each other. And after a while, you got to make that decision. Am I someone for 8, 9, 10 years? you act changes. The person that you was when you first met. And that's even part when you be marriage and stuff. You know, everybody's going to change. You are not the same that you was at 50. I'm not the same I was when I was 20. I can't do some of the same things I did when I can say the same way when you were 20. When you were 20, you were thinking just some crazy stuff. You just didn't care. We were in our 20s. We were just happy-go-lucky. But as life comes by and as life changes, our thinking changes. So I think a lot of times you get in a relationship and you don't see the red flags. God always gives us red flags. I'm telling y'all. God always gives us red flags. Now, if we see the red flags or we listen to the red flags, that's on us. But God will give you red flags and he will show you and tell you. So if you're in a relationship and you're the one that's doing all this, you're the one that's doing all that, you're the one that's making the phone calls, you're the one that's setting up the dates and stuff. You see what I'm saying? You're the one that's doing all this stuff. You know, you're the one setting up this. You're the one that's remembering the birthdays. You're the one that's remembering the one that's doing. If he was all you, he will remember these things. You're the one, and they're not. So after a while, it becomes a one-person relationship. You basically have a relationship with yourself because the other person is not even involved. They're not doing anything. They're not trying to plan anything. So, there was a movie. Hey, Cynthia, there was a movie that was out. He's not that into you. After a while, the red flags are going to show you that he is not that into you. He is keeping you, stringing you along because I always say he's got you dingling over here because he has something else on the hook over here. And he's trying to wait to see if this over here on the hook works. Because if this don't work, he know he still got you over here on the hook and that work. So after a while, you have to think about it. Am I the one that's doing all the initiating? Am I the one that's setting up all the dates and where we go and how we go and what we do? Am I the one that's making all the phone? Especially in this day and time, ladies. At this day and time, of being single, hey Vendor, and with the virus going on, how many of you can post and say that that special guy or that guy you've been talking to has picked up the phone and called you and say, are you okay? How you doing? I know we got social distancing going on. I can't see you, but have they been checking on you? And those are I think some of the red flags God begins to show us that we don't want to see because we want to talk ourselves into someone liking us. How many of you ever talked yourself into someone liking you? And what I mean by that is we talk ourselves saying, oh, it's his work. Oh, he does care. Oh, he's got to do that. And we begin to talk ourselves into something that God is trying to tell us is not working. It's just not working at all. So the question was sent out. Someone posted and asked me the question was, have you ever been in a relationship where you've done all you can and nothing works? What did you do to overcome it? To overcome it, you just got to reality. Pray for one. Pray is the first thing. But to overcome it, one thing I've learned is if you love someone, if you say you love this person and you really like this person, you got to love them and like them enough to let them go. Okay? You have to love them and like them enough to let them go. You have to let them go. Because you got to check, is this a toxic relationship or is this a good relationship? You see what I'm saying? Well, you can be in something where you initiate everything and it becomes draining because you're the initiator all the time. You're doing everything all the time. And you become strained and you become tired. And it becomes toxic. Because now anger sets in, bitterness sets in, hatred sets in towards that person. You don't want that. So you got to know when to get out. And a lot of times, ladies, we stay in it, and men, in these relationships too long. And God is saying, you need to get out. I'm going to show you the red flags. The other part of the question was, did you settle or did you throw in the towel? Personally, for me, I didn't throw in the towel. I just say, you know what, it's just, it's time to go. If you know what I'm talking about, you can answer the questions too. If you were in a relationship and you did all the work, what did you do? Did you stay in it? Did you throw in the towel? Did you fight or flight? Did you fight for a relationship? And you have to ask the question, is that relationship worth fighting for? You're doing everything. It's a one-person show. What are you fighting for? Because the truth of the matter is, if y'all sat down and had that conversation and you're trying to get answers and that person's not even responding to see, okay, where are we going? Where is this relationship going? Do we even have a relationship? What you know, we can, I think, you know, just you're going to have to get the only initiator, and he's not doing anything. He's lost interest somewhere down the line. The interest is gone somewhere. Just, you're going to have to make that decision to know when to go. As Kenny Rogers say, know when to hold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. So you got to know when to do those things. You got to know when to get out. All right? And that was one of the questions. Another question that was asked. Okay, this one I'm going to read it because it was kind of long, and I'm going to ask this, and this may take up some of our time. Contact with me. I've made it clear there are no possibilities for us to reconcile. He has great character. He's just... Would you suggest a way cut off communications completely? Some of his messages give signal. All right, so that is a good question. That is a good question. Let me say. The reciprocal give and take. Stop selling. Yes, we have. Yeah, relationships should be give and take, guys. Stop selling for stuff. We got to stop selling for half of a man. You got to stop selling because you're tired of being lonely. You're tired of being by yourself. And you know, goodness, what God trying to tell you, no. You deserve more than that. Okay? When you don't know that you deserve more than that, you start to accept whatever comes your way. And for a lot of us, it's going to take time, you know. It takes time. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. But you have to be the one to take the stand. You have to be the one to make the decision. You know what? You carry the cookie. The cookie has all control. And if you don't know what the cookie is, if somebody out here know when I say cookie, you know what the cookie means, post it up there and let them know what the cookie is. We are in control. They only do what we allow them to do. Men only do what we allow them to do. And if I got some brothers on here, they'll probably say yeah, but yeah. They only do what we allow them to do. If we take a stand, and this is one thing, this is one of my pet peeves. You got some of us on here, some of us women, y'all can contest to this. When you meet a guy and you got your standard, excuse me, and you take a stand and you're not going to do certain things, you're like, no. Okay, you take your stand. There's some chicks out there that are going to do exactly what you said no to. Now, they the ones that make it hard for those of us that are trying to take a stand and let the brothers take responsibility for what they need to do. And they'll go ahead and do whatever the brothers want them to do. You can't do that. And you make it bad for those of us who are saying, you know what, no. We're going to take a stand. I'm not going to allow you to do this and do that. I'm not going to settle for just talking to you at 12 o'clock at night and at 2 o'clock in the morning you want to come over. No. No. I have a time when you need to call me and I have a time when you need to come over. And when we start to make our standards for that and we start to stand on our standards, then that respect will be there. And it takes a lot of us to learn it. Yes, some of us may not know it. We still learn. We still learning this thing. No matter how old you are, you still learning. But we have to take a stand. Like I said, it's a give and take. We got to stop selling. We got to stop selling for, okay, well, yeah, he called me. Okay, but he calling you at 12, 1 o'clock at night and you have sleep. You see what I'm saying? We gotta take control. She got the power to the V. To the V. Y'all know what the cookie is. Cookie. And it's up to you. They only do what we allow them to do. If you allow him to call you late, if you allow him to come over whenever he wants to come over and do what he ever wants to do, he's going to continue. But when you take a stand and say, no more, no way, I'm more than that. My father says I'm number one. I am not number two. I am who God says I am. I'm not going to stand for that. No, you need to call me at a certain time. If we're going to go out, we need to go out at a certain time. We have to take some standards. You have to take some. I think, what's awesome, and we're going to get back to that question. When it comes to Christians and dating and relationships, no one teaches us how to date appropriately. It's okay to go out and date as Christian women, but we just got to know how to have our standards and when to date. You got to know, I always tell you guys, you got to know your triggers. You got to know what triggers you, when you need to be. I know for myself, personally, I can't talk on the phone after a certain time. After 12 o'clock, I cannot talk on the phone after 12 o'clock. I know my triggers. because the conversation turns to a whole different conversation. Okay? So I know my triggers. So I have to get off the phone. You know, and it's a process. Deliverance is a process. But when you know your triggers, then you won't get yourself caught up in situations. If you know your weaknesses, you won't get yourself caught up in situations. You know what things that God is working on delivering you from, then you won't get caught up in situations. Because you'll know, nope, I don't need to talk to you after a certain time. Nope, I can't go out. And it's not saying, he may say, well, we're just, you know, they family, we grown, you know, we grown. You know, we grown. You know, we make grown decisions. You know, we both grown. It's up to us. You know, anybody can say that. Yeah, they say all that because that's how the enemy works. Well, grown people respect other grown people's wishes. If my wishes is you need to pick me up at this time for us to go out, then that is my wish. Thank you, Miss Cynthia. You know that, and we got to keep them held accountable for that. You say you like me, you want to get to know me. Well, you need to pick me up before 8 o'clock. Well, you know, I don't get off that. That's too early. Okay, so be it. We'll make another time. But this is my standard. This is my time. If you want to get to know me, pick me up. I don't hang out after a certain time. And that's so important. We gotta let them know that. You gotta let them know that, hey, Latanya, thank you for joining. So we gotta set our standards. Like she said, it's a give and take. Stop selling. We gotta stop selling for some of this stuff that we settle for in our relationships as women. You know, we deserve better because God created us that way. Okay? You see what I'm saying? You have God right standards. Now, don't we have any crazy standards, y'all, that we got? Them lists we had when we were 16 and we want him to talk. And he got we got rid of them standards. But you got to have some standards and standards for yourself. You have control of the cookie. It's up to you to give up the cookie. It's up to you not to give up the cookie. It's up to you. Okay, you have that control. So the question that was sent in was, my ex likes to keep in contact with me. I made it clear there are no possibilities for us to reconcile. He has great character. He's just not the man for me. I'm going to stop right there because there's some more to that. Okay, now, I can speak for myself, and you guys join in because this is not a one-person show. This is, if you've been in this situation, join in. My ex likes to keep in contact with me. Now, my ex keep in contact with me because of our kids. But after a while, I had, okay, I tell him all the time, the kids have a phone, you call them. If you want to talk to the kids, you talk to them through the cell phone. Okay, you can call me. He will call me every moment. Everybody all right? And at one point in time, be honest with y'all, I mean, it gets on my last living freaking nerves. But as a child of God, God has to hit me sometimes and say, it's a soul. I'm like, but Lord. So I have to really pray about it because I want to say, you know, me and my ex-husband, I got divorced because of domestic violence. And I forgave and stuff. And I always tell people, you can forgive, but you don't forget. Okay? And it has taken me a while. It took me being around, with him around. Okay? I don't get in a car. I'm very, at one time, I was very scared of getting in a car with him because of what happened. But it took God into deliverance for that. Okay? God had to deliver me from that. And God had to deliver me that I am in control. Okay? Don't give him control. You're giving fear control to control your life. So there were times we were talking on the phone, we would have heated arguments and heated conversations about what I couldn't tell y'all right now. At one time I threw my cell phone, and the Lord just stepped back and said, you dummy. You gonna break your cell phone. Had no phone to talk on because you mad at him like you gonna get him off the cell phone by throwing the cell phone. I messed up my phone because of that. But one thing I had to learn was I had to, if I was going to say what I say, I got to mean what I say. And I learned that from my pastor. And he got to tell me, if you're going to say one thing, you mean what you say. If you don't want him to come to the house, you mean that. You got to stand on what you say. Don't teeter-totter it, earn it, because see, they're your exes. That's why they're called exes. They know your weaknesses and they know your strength. They know what you like and they know what you don't like. They know your triggers and they know they won't. About you more than you know yourself. So the enemy will use and will come in and use those things to get you on track. Wish at the right time, that time when you just lonely, and that time when you just tired of being by yourself, and he'll call and you wonder why he calling, your ex calls and he starts to talk and this and that. He knows exactly the right words to say to get you to to do. That's just the trick of the enemy. But we have to take a stand, and we have to be determined. And it's hard, and it's a while. I'm telling y'all, it took me a while to be able to do, at this point where I'm at now when it comes to my ex, we can have a conversation. We can say we fuss a lot and stuff, but I am much better than I was before when it came to my ex. So it's very hard, that they try to keep in contact with you because it. And I love my pastor because he taught me this, that a lot of times men are stuck. They're stuck in that place where you guys broke up at. They're stuck at that place where the relationship failed. So if you and you're divorced now, you guys, those of you on here, you've been married before, you're divorced, and you know why you got divorced. He's still stuck at that place. So his head is still there. You see what I'm saying? His head is still there when he messed up. He hasn't moved on. So that's why when they say here, my ex likes to keep contact with me, I've made it clear there is no possibility for us to reconcile. He hear all that, but he don't hear all that because he's stuck. They become stuck. You've moved on, but he's still stuck in the place where he messed up. Hey, Jen, he's still stuck in that place where he's messed up at. So in his head, he's trying to get back to where he messed up at to make up for what he messed up at. Not realize in order for him to get free and delivered, he's got to go forward for God to work on him. So that pushing buttons, yeah, they know how to push your buttons. They know what buttons to push, the good ones and the bad ones. Because the enemy knows what you like and what you don't like. So he will push the button. So a lot of it is you need to reconcile for yourself. If I can say that. It's the same as forgiveness. Forgiveness has nothing to do with the other person, but forgiveness has more to do with you. Reconciliation has nothing to do with that other person, but it has to do with you. Okay? You got to reconcile one with you, and then you got to reconcile with two with them. Because you got to get it out of your spirit, and you got to get it out of your system. Because what happens is the enemy will continue to use whatever it is that went on in your relationship, whatever it is, he will continue to use that to keep drawing them and to keep you in a certain spot. So that, there is possibility. When it's reconciliation far as, you know what, I forgive you for whatever reason why we're not together, and whatever your reason is, I gave it over to God. It's not going to and move on. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for your deliverance. I'm praying for you to set free. You see what I'm saying? And that's what you do, because you got to do it for you. You got to get it out for you. Okay? Stuck. God's going to deliver him. He's got to be willing to allow God to take him through. But they're stuck in a certain spot. Whoever you're in that relationship with someone and your ex is still in contact with you and stuff like that, you got to check why they're in contact with you. And I always tell people, you got to check why y'all exes in the first place. Okay? The Bible says the dog don't go back to his own vomit. Don't go back to some mess that you know was a mess, that God brought you out some mess because you lonely as a single person, and you're tired of being single, and you find yourself back in a relationship with someone that God brought you out of a relationship from. Don't get yourself caught up in that, okay? Because it'd be shame on you. But you got to check yourself the reason why they're called exes, okay? And the person put on here, this was a great question. He has great character. He's just not the man for me. And that's true. Some of them are great men, And like I said earlier, we change, we grow, we're different. We're different. Everybody changes. You're getting older. You're different, and they could be wonderful men. They have great character. They have great morals and whatever. But there was a reason why you guys had the breakup. There's a reason why you're not together. And you're right. He may not be the one for you. And who wrote this? I applaud them to recognize the point that he's just not the man for me. Because sometimes we get caught with people that they're not who God called for us to be. And we want to drag them along the journey that they're not part of. We want to drag them along and say, we got a man with a big one. for many of y'all on here, I mean, I said for myself, church is like the number one thing. Well, the enemy knows that's your number one thing on your list. You want a man that loves the Lord. You want a man that goes to church. And so, well, the devil goes to church too. And we have to be careful with that. You see what I'm saying? He comes to church too. So you can't do that as your top priority. And one thing I found out and I learned in this dating game of singles, when it comes to that for us as Christian women, one thing I learned, I teach it in one of my classes, don't take them to church. Stop taking these men to church. Stop. We've been taught to bring them to church and everything like that. Don't do it. And the reason why I say don't do it, they're not dating the church, they're dating you. Sometimes we expose them too soon to the church, or to the pastor, to the body of Christ. You see what I'm saying? We expose them too soon. You got enough discernment of God in your life to know what to do, what not to do. Date this person for a while. Get to know this person first. Find out who this person really is. Find out who their true, authentic self, who they really are, before you take them to the church. And we think just because a brother wants to go to church with you, we think because a brother is doing this and doing that, he's cool. Well, the devil can pray, the devil can come to church, the devil can do all those same things. And you thinking he's wonderful and great, and you doing all this to come to find out this joker ain't no good. He doing all this so he can get the cookies. And once he get the cookies, he's gone. And hey, the devil don't change his tricks, y'all. He's doing the same thing. So to know that he's just not the man for me, it's wonderful. You got to know that. You got to see the red flags. God gives us red flags. One prayer that I learned to pray all the time when I meet someone, and it scares me. It scares me. Thank you, Jennifer. It scares me. One thing I learned is, and sometimes I hate to pray it, but I have to, is I always pray, God, show me his true, authentic self. And sometimes God will say, are you ready to see it? And there are times I'll be like, no, Lord, don't show me. But then I'm like, okay, Lord, I need to see who this person really is before I open up my heart and open up. And we open up our hearts too soon, ladies. We, talk too much too soon, and we open up our hearts too soon. Sometimes we do it too soon. Because we're tired, we're lonely, we're tired of being by ourselves, we're tired of struggling, we're tired of raising the kids by ourselves. Some of us been in this game for a long time. And you get tired, but we open our hearts too soon. That's why God says, guard your heart with your armor. That's why he says, protect your heart. And not to protect your heart, not to let nobody in, but to protect your heart, that you use wisdom and discernment of who you let in and who you want in. I believe God has a chosen person for all of us. Sometimes we want to choose on our own. Yes. Right, and he does. And one thing you have to remember, we can choose the person, but we also have to ask God, and as you talk to God just like you talk to your friend, Lord, okay, Lord, I do like him. Is he the one? Show me his true, authentic self. And when God shows you who he really is, for who he really is, then you say, okay, he's not the one. Because God will show you. Because he's not going to pick the person for us. Because he's not that type of guy. He gives us our own will. We have our own will to pick and choose. And really, we ain't supposed to be doing the picking and choosing, but y'all know things. That's a whole nother thing. But when the person comes into your life, it's not that we sit there and wait. It's been a misconception. People want to sit around. I'm waiting for my blow ass. I ain't waiting for Boaz. Boaz is already taken. But I'm waiting on the Lord to send somebody. Well, you're going to be sitting there waiting for a while, because that's not God's job. It's your job. And when you find that person, if he's the right one, then God will let you know. Then you ask God, and you pray and ask God, Lord, teach me, show me. Is this the one? Is this the person that you have for me? You got to get your feelings out of it. Because you got to be able to take what God shows you. As the movie said, can you handle the truth? When God begins to show you the truth about some of these jokers. They're not all what they say they are. And then he may show you the truth about them. It may blow your mind that, whoo, he is the real one. He's the right one. Okay? I mean, that's one of my biggest fears, is that, are we going to be able to know when he does come? And we will. We will know when they show up. But you got to ask God to show you this person, who they really are. And don't be afraid to see you for who they really are. And then you can, if it's not who God wants you to have, he will show you. He will give you the red flags. Things will start to happen. And you pray that prayer, and I see. Then something else will happen. Okay, Lord. Then something else, and Lord, you be like, okay, Lord, he ain't the one. He will show you. I've been there, done that. I'm not telling you nothing I don't know and I have not done myself. I've done it, and it sometimes it's funny, but sometimes it's scary. And then after a while, you look at some of them, you run into them again, and they done got married, and they looking like hell on high waters. They looking at you like, I messed up. And you be like, if you like me, well, congratulations, you're married, you know. And they looking at you like you still single, but then you looking at them like, oh, thank you, Lord, I didn't get so deep into that relationship with that person. They joking crazy. So you start, you see what I'm saying, y'all? When you pray that prayer, ask God to show you that true, authentic self of someone that you're dating and everything. I will show you those are the flags. Yes, Cynthia, those are the red flags. Those are the red flags. Hey, Ray. So I'm going to finish her question. I'm going to move on because this is a long one, but I thought it was good. She said, would you suggest I walk away, cut off communication completely? Some of his messages give are mixed signals. Now, you do have to check yourself. Do you still have deep feelings for them? A lot of times we got feelings for some of these folks that we push down. We don't want to be truthful. We still have feelings for them. And the enemy will feed on those feelings. And he will make us think, they changed. They not the same, you know. And you got to be wise of that, okay? You got to know the trick of the enemy. Cut off communication completely. I wouldn't, because that is a okay, we have to begin to look beyond our feelings. But I will cut off the type or the type of communication. Don't let him have so much access to you. You see what I'm saying? If he's able to call you whenever, cut that access off that he and ever. You see what I'm saying? Because then, you know, he has to respect your boundaries. He has to respect who you are right now. I wouldn't cut off communication because unfortunately, what our beautiful, loving, trustworthy, awesome God does, you may have to minister to him. You may be the one that have to speak. You may be the one that have to share a word from the Lord for him. You may be the one to pray for him. So you don't want to cut all the communications off, but you just want to cut how you communicate with them. You want to set the boundaries for them. Let them know, you know. And y'all got to have the conversation. You got to have the conversation. It's a hard conversation, but you got to have that conversation. And you got to know where you stand. Now, if he doesn't respect your standards and what you're telling him in the conversation, then you just say, you know what? Cut it off. I'm being respectful. I'm showing you my standards. You know what? Communication's open because that's who God called me to be. But you can't call me anytime you want to. You can't just call me all kinds of hours of the night. Don't be calling me about nothing stupid. You got to set your standards, you know what I mean? But you don't want to cut the communication off because that may be somebody God may have you have to minister to and have to be a blessing to. So, in some of his messages gives a mixed signal because he makes himself. I always say, and I got a brother on here, he probably going to laugh. Just as women go through their menstrual cycle periods, men go through menstrual cycle periods. Where men get to they get in the moods where they just got a hat. And they just pick up the phone. And they're going to call the last person they was in love with. Because they just got a hat. And they're going to try you before they call the hoe. And they're going to want to talk to you. And they just want to hear your voice. So sometimes they give mixed signals because they just going through. Like we go through sometimes. We give mixed signals. But I'm just being real. You know, he got mixed signals because he's feeling some kind of way right now. Coronavirus is going on. People don't want to die. People want to be alone. And people get mixed signals. So don't let the mixed signals get you caught up in something that God is trying to keep you out of. All right? I hope that answered your question. I know it was a long one. It was chat. Questions up there. If you got some questions or comments, throw them on up. Not just me talking. We're here to share what's on your mind. Relationships, singles, whatever questions you want to share or ask in that. Someone asked a question, does it matter how long you've been single when you're dating someone? Does it matter how long you've been single? How many of y'all ever had that question asked to you? Like if you meet somebody and they ask you, well, how long you been single? Put your hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up. I know I've been asked that question. How long you been single? Should it matter? I don't think it should. Think about it. And come on, I need y'all to feedback. What does it mean to you when you ask someone that? What are you looking for? When you ask someone, well, how long have you been single? Are you looking for numbers? numbers, looking for how long they've been with somebody. Have they been with somebody? Or is it a problem? They've been single for a long time. Because the next question is that I think comes back is why you've been single for so long, something like that. You know, race. I mean, you get all kind of answers. So, does it matter how long you've been single when dating someone? I don't think it should matter how long you've been single dating someone, but some people, it does matter to them. I guess you don't want nobody that's been single too long, huh? But then you have a problem with if they've been out here. Is it more important to know? I think that question more to assess. Is they sexually active? Have they been sexually active? How long? I think that becomes some part of that question too. But doesn't matter how long you've been single when dating. So I don't think it should matter. It shouldn't matter. But yeah, like even there's a why. Yeah. That's a question, and you hear it a lot. Why do you want to know why? Why? Some people do get stuck in their ways if they've been single for a long time. They just get stuck. Don't want change. Don't want to do nothing different. But yeah, it shouldn't matter. That's worse than the question. That's similar to the question, when was the last time you had sex? Or how many sex partners have you had? That's crazy. Now I'm gonna have y'all laugh because we were just watching. I don't know if any of you guys watch. We were watching the 90 Day Fiance. Me and my daughter was watching the 90 Day Fiance. There was this couple on there. This little short man and this little Chinese girl. The little girl about 23 years old. The man, he's about 50 something. Yes, I've been asked why am I single. Yeah, and I mean you get that, and I be like, I know what I say back to him. I say, I don't know. I be asking myself the same question. Why am I single? I don't know. You tell me. So I'd ask that. But if you watch the 90 Day Fiance, thank you, Cynthia, because I get it too. The 90 Day Fiance, so the guy is the white guy. He's a short guy. He's with this little Asian little girl. And he's trying to get with this Asian little girl. She's about 23 years old. The guy's almost 50-something. He's about 50-something years old, y'all. He's old. I'm looking at this like, really? Really? But he asked her a question. Now, how many of y'all, when you on here, if somebody asked you this question, would you go upside their head? Because me and my daughter was like, I would have jumped over that table and knocked him out. He asked the little little Chinese girl, to take an STD test before they even went any farther. He didn't ask her to marry him. He didn't ask her, anything of that magnitude. She's thinking he's going to ask her questions about her life. He knows she has a kid. She's 23 years old. His excuse was that he wants to know more about her relationships. When's the last relationship she had and all this stuff. He asked that girl to take an STD test. I told my daughter that he lost his mind. I would have jumped. I understand, in the sense of why you want to know. It was more how many sexual partners she's been with. But if you're that concerned, why are you over there talking to her in the first place? She's 23, okay? She just getting out of school. She ain't been out of high school that long. But to ask her to take an STD, how many of y'all, if someone came to you, male or female, all y'all on here, came to you and asked you that question before they start dating, y'all dating, and before it gets real serious or whatever, they come to you and say, maybe on the third or fourth date, they come to you and say, would you take an STD test? How many of y'all would take an STD test? I've been in nothing that do. I've been looked at him like you crazy. I wouldn't have busted him upside his head for wanting to even ask that question. To me, that's an insult. It's an insult. It's an insult. Why would you ask someone that? But yeah. If someone ever asked you that question, what would y'all response be? If someone asked you, would you take an STD test on y'all third or fourth date, and you ain't even, and they ask you for a test? It's crazy. So y'all dig into deep in that question. If you want to come on and chime in on that question. So that is crazy. That is crazy. So, I mean, and that's on the show 90 Day Fiance. I was like, wow, you know, if we're out here doing it. And that's the show, kind of watch y'all as singles. It makes you shake your head. And I'm not going to keep you guys long. We're going to get up out of here. It makes you shake your head. There's another couple on there. And a lot of them are older women and these younger guys. And you got this young guy. He's trying to be a rapper. And he's with this older white lady. She's about 60-something years old. And it's like, you too old. Yeah, disrespectful. Thank you, Cynthia. It is very disrespectful. You're too old. You know, the lady, I'm looking at her like, you're old enough to be this boy's mama. And you trying to tell my daughter, so that's just like me dating somebody your age. I got kids that age. Why would I want to date someone the same age as my kids? And then she gets upset because he's trying to be a rapper, when the little groupie girls are falling all over him. Now you're getting jealous. You're too old for that. So as single women, we got to be careful. That, to me, after watching that show, I was like, she's really desperate to find someone that you would accept this. And then you trying to control his life like you his mom. Because you're old. He's young. He's ready to get out there, have a good time, make his rap career go, and doing all this and all that. And it's just crazy. So as women, single women, we got to be careful with that. We got to be careful with that. Don't settle. Don't settle. Just because you're getting older. Don't settle because you're just tired of being lonely. Don't settle because you see everybody else got somebody, because everybody else may not be happy with the got somebody they got. But don't settle. You know, there's someone out there. God has that person for you. But when we start selling it, that's when we really get in trouble. That's when we start to mess up. All right, our last question. I try to at least get 3 in. I think I did 3, right? Try to get 3 in, but we're going to close out with this one. The last one is, expectations can make or break a relationship. Can expectations make or break a relationship? What you guys think? What you guys think? Can expectations make or break a relationship? If you have the wrong expectations, it can break a relationship. If you have good expectations, it can make a relationship. You have to ask your question, what are your expectations when it comes to dating or being in a relationship? What do you expect the person to bring to the table? What do you expect what should they expect from you to bring to the table? So we always look at what we expect from other people, but what should they expect from you? Should they expect you to be on time when you say you're going to be on time? Or when you say you're going to be on, pick them up, or when you say you're going to be on the restaurant, whatever you do. Should they expect you to be on time? Should they expect you to be late all the time? Should they expect you to be in rare form, or should they expect you not? What is it? What should they expect of you? Not just what we should expect of them. Should they expect a woman of God? A man of God? So what expectations should people? Sometimes we gotta flip that question and ask ourselves, because we'll ask that people. But it says expectations can make or break a relationship. Yeah. Because if you have these high expectations for that relationship, and I said before we close out, for us ladies, we're gonna date a guy. He's the one. You're thinking he's the one. He has got it going on. Everything that you've been praying and asking about. You have gone from meeting the person to got the white dress. You done threw the rice. Y'all done walked down the aisle. And y'all ain't even went on y'all first date. And those expectations can cause the relationship to fall apart, because in the back of your head, your expectations is marriage, ring, family, house, so much more. His expectation is, I just want to get through this first date and see how this chick is, and if she really who she say is. Your date, your expectations, you done gone down the aisle, you done picked out your white dress, you know how many bridesmaids you want, you know where you gonna have it at in the church and everything. He doesn't have those. They don't live on that same lane as we do, ladies. So you have to ask yourself, what expectations should they have of me? Not just what expectations I should have of them. What should they expect from me? What am I going to bring to the table? What am I going to contribute to the relationship? Because we always want to ask, what they're going to say. I think your expectations can make or break a relationship. If you have the wrong expectations or you have the right expectations, they can make or break a relationship. So you just got to know what are you expecting to come out of this relationship. Just enjoy it. Don't have these big expectations. Enjoy it. What do you expect from yourself? Check yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what are my expectations for myself when it comes to relationships? What do I expect out of a relationship? What do I want out of a relationship? How many can you say as a single person that's on here? What do you want? What do you want in a relationship? Ask yourself that question. And do I know myself enough to even know what I want? I know I'm tired. I know I'm tired of being lonely. I know I want a companion. But do you know what type of companion? Are you the right person to have a companion? Would you date yourself? Sometimes I don't even date myself. Do I like you? You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't like you, how do you think somebody else is going to like you? If you can't even date yourself, how do you think somebody else is going to date you? So, ask your own self those questions. Sometimes we got to check ourselves. All right, you got any other questions you guys want to throw out there before we get up out of here? I want to keep you guys long. But does anybody have any? Those are some of the questions that were sent to me. As I said, every night, you guys can send me the questions. You can DM me, put them in the comment section, Facebook, whatever way you can give me those questions. Messenger me if you have a question or topic you want to talk about. And we're doing this every Friday at 8 o'clock. Just trying to have some fun, talk. Just me talking. Y'all talk too. Sharing. Just. It's a Friday. We're locked in. We can't go out and do stuff like you used to. But it gives us an opportunity to talk to each other, share what's been going on, how everybody doing. And when it comes to being single, this single life is rough. There are a lot of you probably, if you don't have and it can get to be, it can get lonely. Scream my head off. I need some dog. But that's what the platform is about. For us to come on here, laugh, talk, educate each other, lift each other up, encourage each other. Those that are single, and when you get that question, why am I single? Ask them the question, the same reason why you single. Because of jokers like you. And some people are single by choice, but as I teaching one of my classes is you have to remember that it's not God's will for us to be single. He already said in the scripture, man should not be alone. He didn't mean for us to be alone. It doesn't mean for us to be by ourselves. But some of us, there's some things that God has to work on us and deliver us from before we can go in a relationship with anybody. God's got to work on you first. Because if you don't get right, you're going to carry that same baggage from past relationships to new relationships. People are going to be looking at you like, well, darn. Because you're treating them like the last person treated you. So some of us, God is saying it's not time for you. You're in a season where I work on you, prepare you to love you first, teach you some stuff. Because you've been doing this thing all wrong. You've been doing it the way the world says do it, not the way God says do it. So some of you, God has you on a hiatus of not being in a relationship. It has nothing to do with you. God got it that way. Because right now, and somebody may say, well, no, God, well, no, He ain't finished with you. This is why you can't be in a relationship. This is why every relationship you get in is falling apart, is messing up. And you get your heart broken because God is trying to tell you, I need to work on you first. You're trying to work on everybody else. You can't be everybody else. So you can't be Captain Save a Hoe. You got to save your own self. We want to save everybody else. When God is trying to work on us, deliver us, set us free from the things that He needs, so you won't go into a relationship with these expectations that are just crazy and that you hurt someone in the process. Okay? So don't think it's strange. Well, thank you guys for joining. We'll be back. Post your questions, your comments. As I said, we'll be back here next Friday. We're going to do it all over again. I thank all of you coming on. Miss Cynthia, woo-woo, Vandora, thank you. Ray, thank you for coming on. Jennifer, I think I got Latanya down there. Beverly, thank you guys for coming on. Trying to see everybody. I know I had some people from my phone be crazy, y'all. But thank you guys, everybody that came on. Janine, Glenda, Beverly, guys, thank you guys for joining. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. Hope you got something out of it. And more. Send your questions. You know, if you don't want to post them, don't want nobody to know. Just send me your questions. You know, we like the strawberry letter. Just send your questions on our next show. All right, you guys be safe. Keep your social distancing. Be safe, sanitize, wash your hands, and so much more. All right, love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.